Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
Welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks. Today we've got Alicia Hooper sitting in the co-pilot seat. Totally the wrong one. We're still trying to figure out our new Rode podcaster board over here at the Real Estate on the Rocks studio, so bear with us. But I'll introduce her again, Alicia Hooper.
Aww.
So dreamy. That's fantastic. We're going to deprogram these things as soon as James, the new guy, gets back into town here. He's out doing his army thing, and then we've got Marshall Tucker out showing homes today. Could not block this out of his calendar.
Got to work on that.
We've got this thing where we block things out of our calendar for important podcast days.
What
Saying a lot of peas there, testing out this pop filter. All right, let's get rolling. Today, what are we talking about?
We are talking about 13
furious, fast lead follow-up tips. Just the tips. Here we go. Kick it off. Let's go.
All right. So number one is you want to always remember that when you have a strong follow-up system, that it is not over-communicating with prospects. And so when you are talking or following up with a lead who is motivated, you are never bothering them.
Right.
So make sure that your follow-up system is aggressive.
Right. Follow up like a boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're following up with somebody and they get upset with you, they were never going to be your client.
That's right. And they're not motivated. They're not where you want them to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that. Most people coming into the business right now, our show's kind of geared at those people that,
Yeah.
You sat in a room with me before and came up with the concept. So, I don't have to tell you.
That's right. And don't take it personal,
Oh, no.
Right.
You got to let it roll off your back. Real estate, you got to be a duck.
Yes.
And just let it roll right off your back.
Absolutely.
The 5-minute funeral we've brought up before, just have that. They didn't list with me. Boom. I used to let that stuff destroy me. Mm-hmm. I'd go on a listing appointment and not get it. I wouldn't show up to the office for a week.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to get. Yep.
Destroy me. Mm-hmm. God dang. Not doing that anymore.
Nope.
Relentless lead follow-up means the goal is to feel like you might be over-communicating with prospects. In reality, it's impossible to communicate with prospects over even existing clients. What's that saying? Whatever. I can't read.
It's saying it's impossible to over-communicate. So this just goes back to their motivation, right? So if someone is motivated, then they are going to take your call. They're going to appreciate your follow-up and ultimately work with you if y'all are both on the same page.
Right. Be the one that follows up, because more than likely, they're not just contacting you.
That's right.
They're not just hitting your website. They're probably on multiple sites. Mm-hmm. They're probably calling multiple realtors. If they're driving around a neighborhood and they're calling off your sign, more than likely they're calling every sign in there.
That's right.
And it's the realtor that gets back to them the fastest that wins.
That's right. And one of my favorite sayings, fortune is in the follow-up.
Fortune is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
And the follow-up needs to be furiously fast. Boom. Schedule your relentless lead follow-up daily. No excuses.
That's right. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist.
Correctamundo.
Yes. So make sure you categorize these so you know when and how to follow up with your leads.
Right. Our mornings are that. So we set aside, we have our rev up in the morning. Mm-hmm. That's in previous episodes where we do the gratitude, our goal for the day, and our affirmation. Mm-hmm. Then it's right into lead gen and lead follow up and lead conversion. And so, those are the 3 L's of the morning: lead follow-up. Lead generate. Then about an hour later, we do all of our lead follow-up. And then about an hour later, we start with all of our lead conversions. So all those people we followed up with, we're following up with again, and now we're going to convert them. Boom. Do it furiously.
With passion.
Fast.
And you want to make sure that you keep all your leads in one place using one system. So that's where your CRM comes in. You want to be organized.
What's a CRM?
Oh, that is a
customer resource management.
I was going to say contact, and I was like, that's not right.
I love when I go to my Keller man, and I'm like, hey, build me a picture. I'm going to drop this, and you just destroy it. And then it's like, wait, what? I don't know what it is.
When it comes to crickets.
Then we get those
crickets. Yeah, when it comes to acronyms, we need a new guy because he lives in the acronym world.
He does live in the acronym world.
Army life.
Army man. Mm-hmm. G.I. James.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the schedule relentless lead follow up daily. It's got to be a part of your routine every day. If you're really coming into this business and you're one of those agents that doesn't want to be part of the 80%, you need to realize what it takes to work every day, to do this every day. And it's going to be minimum of 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. That should be your time that you calendar block. You sit down, and this is where you lead generate, lead follow up, and schedule all your appointments. Leads by themselves have zero value.
That's right.
Only appointments have value.
That's right.
Your job is to set appointments. If you're a buyer's agent, you're working on that, get them into the office. If you can actually convert them and get them into the office, you're already halfway there. They trusted you enough. They know you, like you, and trust you enough to show up to your office and catch your whole thing. What's going on over there, Leash?
I'm good. I just got tickled. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, don't say that when it's just you and I in the studio, okay? I'd appreciate that. Thanks. HR might have problems with you saying that.
Or Nicole.
Yeah. Well, there's that little thing. All right, let's keep moving along here. Enter all your new leads into a dedicated system daily. You just said that, right? So
CRM.
So that's your CRM.
Yep.
Most people will ask us. A lot of times I get that email or a text like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Nothing. What's up?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "What CRM's the best?" And I'm like, the one you're going to use.
That's right.
That was my biggest thing, was that when I first got into the business, I bit off, what was that thing called? CRM. It's well known, not Lion Desk, but another one.
Top Producer.
Top Producer. Mm-hmm. Bit that off, and it was like only $55 a month. Mm-hmm. But still, $55 a month when you're making zero.
Oh, that's
$55 a month out of your pocket.
That's right.
And then I didn't do anything with it. I just let it sit there.
Yeah.
And then I would sit there and I'd look at their plans, and they were a little complex, and I really didn't get it. And so whatever else, I'd just let it sit there. So a year later, $55 later, what's 12 times 55? I'm out all that money. Mm-hmm. So the best CRM is the one you're going to use. I know a really cheap one is that I liked for a while, that I usually recommend. Why am I forgetting these things?
I don't know, man.
What's it called?
I don't know your life.
Man, you should know my life. It's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'll come back to that CRM that I thought, but it used to be $99. Now it's like $149 for the whole year. It's really good. It has all the plans in it. Has you can add on things like MailChimp and different plans, and you can design open house flyers in it and do all kinds of stuff. It's only $149 a month. I can't remember. I'll put a link of it onto Top Shelf Agents. I just having a hard time I'm blanking right now.
Gotcha.
But if I remember it, I'll have a squirrel moment and just shout it out. I'll blurt it out. Little Tourette moment.
And that's where that comes from. And for those new agents who maybe the same situation that you were in, $0 coming in, then you can still utilize a spreadsheet and be effective in your communicating.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Some people don't even know how to do that, but we'll cover that some other time.
That's free.
Leads are labeled either A, B, or C quality.
Yes.
Explain to me the A.
The A is anyone who is less than 45 days, like they're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, those are A's.
Yep.
What are B's? 45
to 90 days.
Okay.
Those are you're not touching them or communicating with them as frequently as your A. And then your C quality is 3+ months out.
Right. So you've spoken with them before, but they've stopped responding.
Right.
They fall into that. Their plans are too far out in the future, which we would say 13, 18 months. Mm-hmm. Those are C clients. Yep. We still want to keep in touch with them.
Absolutely.
That's the reason it's good to have a CRM. Put them on a drip campaign. Forget about them. See if they roll back around. Every once in a while, they pop up. You got to call them. Mm-hmm. Touch base with them.
Right. Don't keep them on a drip. Make sure you have that personal touch too, which we'll get to.
And I would say you just create a D also for, like a little D category too, but people that are flaky and they're kind of engaged. They're not really engaged. They're interested 1 minute. They want to see something, then they disappear and fall off the radar.
Sure.
Keep those around. I've closed some of those in the past, and I've worked with a few of them that ended up being really great people. Mm-hmm. But they just don't know how we operate or what we do or whatever else, and they're just ready to do it on their own time, and they don't need the constant follow up. But keep them there, keep them on the D's. contact them once a quarter, at least send them a text.
Yep.
Reach
out to them on social media.
Yeah. Every once in a while, send them a random email that's blank to just say, hey, did I drop the ball? Do you still plan on selling? Do you still plan on buying? ? And leave it at that. Don't say one other word. Just send them that email. Do that every quarter with a few of these things. Change it up a little bit, but
I like it.
See what you get responses. Send out 100 of them, see your return on that. And a lot of times I get back, they feel guilty. Like, oh no, it's not you, it's me.
Right. Oh.
Just not ready yet.
Oh, the famous
I didn't qualify and I didn't want to tell you. I'm broke. Go ahead.
Do leave messages when you follow up.
And I say don't leave messages.
I say it depends on which reach this is.
We actually talked about this randomly enough last week in passing. We had said something to each other, and I'm not for it just because I want, or if I do leave a message, we did start doing this. Here, I'll take that back. We did start testing things because I always like to test. Was you call with like an intention of calling. Like, hey, Alicia, it's Dave Snowberger over here at Snowberger Realty Group. I've got some great news. Give me a call back.
Boom, teasing me.
Yeah. And then you give me a call and like, what's the great news? I'm like, there are 3 houses available that fit your description. What time do you want to see them? 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock?
Boom.
And then if you get the F off, they were never a client in the first place.
That's right. They're not ready.
If they feel let down by your surprise.
She wasn't ready. So if you decide to leave a message, like I said, everyone operates their business differently. 5 + 4 is 9, 7 + 2 is 9, whatever works for you. So what I've been taught is you call once, call Monday, call Wednesday, and if they still haven't answered or responded, on Thursday is when you leave the message. And what you could do there is a video text, an actual text, a voicemail, reach out to social media, send an email, whatever works for you.
Boom.
And that lead.
Actually, yeah, that's great. And then I'll touch on that too. I'll swear by it. I'll put my name on it.
Do it.
With an exclamation point. But no, really, call them. And if they don't pick up, don't leave the message. Text them. If it's a cell phone number, obviously text them a video text.
Yep.
That is the most powerful tool in the game right now, video text.
Yeah.
If you're not sure what to say on the video text, one, I would recommend just be yourself and say, hey, I'm sorry I missed you. It's Dave over here at Snowberger Realty Group. Just wanted to actually remove the word just because I think it devalues things.
Yep, I agree.
I wanted to say hi to you. I'm sorry I missed you. I'll catch you on the next round when I call out again to say hello to everybody, and just leave it at that. Like I make no mistake when I call people like, hey, I'm just calling around my circle of influence, my sphere, my past clients, my friends.
Just touching base.
Just touching base with you. Yeah. I try to remove the word just.
We keep saying
actually, I have a big just, like a big sign in there that says, don't say just.
Yeah.
Because it really, to me, devalues things. And a lot of people say that. However,
we say it more than we know.
Yeah.
Like when you really focus on something that you're trying to eliminate, it's incredible how much you say it. Yeah.
Screw Nike. Just do it. Just don't do it.
That's right.
Where were we?
We are on stop believing that they will call when they are ready.
Oh, I hate that.
Yes. No pressure, no diamonds, man.
Man, my agents do that. I've done that.
Yeah.
Like I've eliminated through a few of my people on my team. Like, do not say, give me a call when you're ready ever again.
That's right.
Change it.
Okay, here's the beautiful thing. I tell them, look, I'm not one to pressure. When you're ready, I'm ready. That's to get them at ease. I'm still going to follow up with them.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they are motivated, I'm not annoying them. I'm not bothering them. I'm not upsetting them, etc.
Right.
But when I say that up front, just to let them know, hey, I'm not pressuring you, and I strategically follow up with them.
Right on.
It's a win.
Yeah. And I mean, that's where I'm coming from that also is that they're never going to call you.
Right.
No one is ever going to call you and say we're ready. And that's the whole part of the follow-up game. This is what we're talking about right here.
Right.
So there's furious fast lead follow-up. That's where we started this off with. Was calling leads that just came in. As soon as the lead comes in, they have to be called.
Right.
They have to be contacted. Well, I don't like to call. Okay, well then text them. Do something. You'd be surprised on how many other agents they're contacting, and you'd be surprised on how many other agents aren't picking up their phone.
That's right.
Okay, so do it.
Yes.
Now.
Go.
Do it now.
Do it right now.
Uh-oh.
Do it.
Got the drip. Stop relying on that drip system to make you money.
That goes back to the personal touch. It's okay to have that passive going, but you have to have that personal touch.
Yeah. Turn on drip system. Yep. Gushing fire hose of appointments through actual communication. Email doesn't count. In-person appointments are over the phone conversations.
And if you're going to drip them, convert it to a text drip.
Yeah.
Email's kind of phasing.
I don't rely on the drip, but we're going to continue to do it because the drip really provides one value for me. The biggest value it provides for me is top of mind awareness, which
right.
you know I coach off that.
Yep.
Is staying present.
That's right.
And if they see those emails, even if they delete it, you know, I don't care if they delete it. If they unsubscribe me, that sucks.
Yeah.
However, they're going to get unsubscribed for about 6 months, and then I'm going to reinscribe them.
Yeah.
You know, because they're going to forget by then. So we have clear doors. I just saw a whole thing of balloons going down that way. A squirrel. Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that.
An agent with ADD?
What? You gotta be kidding me. Always call with the intention of setting the appointment.
Yes, my coach always encourages me for every 20 contacts, I set an appointment.
How's that working out?
So far, so good.
Yeah? There's
always room for improvement.
Of course.
Yep.
You making the 20 calls or you just not getting the appointment? Which one?
Both.
Oh, God dang.
My business is thriving. I am doing well. However, this conversion does not currently exist for me.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
That goes back to the whole solo agent, you know.
This backs me up once again what I was just talking about with like my team. Mm-hmm. I have one agent that's new, and when you come into the Snowburger Realty Group, mm-hmm. you train for 90 days, mm-hmm. right? That's just not 90, that's 90 business days of being an ISA, right? And so when we start out, I usually don't say anything to you. I hand you some scripts. We kind of walk through it at first, you know, and the scripts aren't to be read verbatim, internalize them, and they're just there as a guide if you lose your place. And then start talking to people, right. And just getting to know them genuinely.
Perfect. I'm not correcting that. That's good.
Thank you.
Can you say that one more time?
Genuinely. Always call with the intention of setting the appointment is where I was at.
Yes.
However, I would have these folks come in here as the ISAs, and they would just not call for any other reason. I didn't know where they were going with their stuff, but like really looking for the close is what you need to be doing.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like, oh, that sounds fantastic. I'd love to show you more. Does 2 or 4 o'clock work better for you? Mm-hmm. You know, and the thing is with the ISA, it's typically not them, so they have to check with our schedules, but they always know that I can get an agent over there between 2 and 4.
Sure.
Right? Really any day of the week. And a lot of times I can move my schedule around to where, except for, you know, our podcast record days, obviously, I can usually bump out whatever I'm doing. I'm primarily a listing agent, so I have a lot of free time during the week because I have a great team of assistants that
right.
work on a lot of the stuff that I provide myself leverage to be able to go on appointments at call.
Boom.
So
I love it.
But that's how I run my business. The solo agent's probably going to have a little bit harder time. However, the solo agent should always be going for the appointment as well.
Always.
You know, and just, hey, when would be a good time to get together? Hey, you know, and then there's other things that's to that. You know, it's like kind of what are some things I used in the past? Oh, do you like coffee? Or I do the whole thing like we've talked about before with the neurolinguistics. Like, I'm sure you like me.
Yeah.
A good cup of coffee, you know, just whatever. It's like, what kind of coffee do you drink? You know,
like
and like, yeah. And so what did I just tell them? They like me and I'm going to bring them coffee.
That's right.
You know, and so I just go a good excuse there to try to get anything really to get in the door to just get to know them.
That's right.
So they can get to know me.
Yep.
So they can get to trust me.
Boom.
Once they know me, like me, and trust me,
they're going to use you.
There's a sign going in the front yard with this smiley face on it.
Winning.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right. Open house leads must be called the same day or evening of the actual open house.
Do you do this?
I do. Because they might still be out shopping, so it's very important to catch them in the moment.
Right.
And all you say is, hey, it was so great to meet you at the open house. I was just curious if you're still out home shopping. I'd love to open a door for you if I can.
Cool. One thing I mentioned when you were first coming into this business, mm-hmm. I really think it's a lot cooler to do the open houses in tandem. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing the open houses right, my opinion is that 2 agents is always better than 1. Mm-hmm. Just know that you have to be mature adults when it comes to if you do get a deal, more than likely you're going to split it.
Sure.
But the thing is to get multiple deals. I used to do this with Steve Foll back in the day. Was we would put a book together that we called the Hot Property Book, and then put a nice little flyer flame on it and everything. And it would have all the properties in there that were located in the certain area we were holding the open house. And so if this house didn't work for them, we'd ask them right out, is this house going to work for you? No, it's too big. Yeah. It's too small. It's too brown. It's too white. Yeah, it's too backyard's too big. The golf balls are coming over here. We had one that it was right at the 9th green or whatever, so the golf balls would hit the house all day long, and it's had numerous broken windows. But I would have that book right there. Well, hey, check this one out. Does this one suit your needs? Like, describe to me what you want. And I had gone through the book enough. Sure. I put it together. I knew what was in there. Right. Well, what about this one and this one? I can show you right now if you're up for it. I'd look at the showing notes because I had them highlighted, and it would say, 30 minutes to show. I'd send a text, hey, can I show? They're like, yeah, go for it. I'll leave the open house and Steve would stay there, or vice versa.
That's a great idea.
It really worked out well.
I love it.
And
great
so
idea.
After that, it was the follow-up game on one open house. If there was 20 people, we'd put one person really in charge of who was doing the follow-up, because it was one of us working the book, right? So we're working the station to where they follow up, or they grab a water or a cookie or whatever we got going on, where we engage them in conversation. And then Steve was moseying around the house, just kind of pointing things out, but not bothering anybody,
right?
Not helicoptering anybody. Right. But if they had a question, there was one of us that, in earshot away from answering those. So the tandem open house with other agents works really well, especially when you're new.
Great idea. I love it.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Feel real proud.
Where's your...
I don't know what that one did, but...
Thanks, sound effects.
Number 12.
All right. So this is the speed to lead. So whether it's a sign call, an internet lead, or a direct referral, you want to reach out to them immediately. It's in the moment, and you want to act on it.
Right. What most people, I would say, including myself, it took me a while to really kind of form this opinion or get this up in my head for coaching clients and kind of tell them, like, hey, look, those people, when most people, like an internet lead that comes in, they're on the computer right then and there. And so they're in the moment, and you get pinged on your phone, and it says, you've got somebody interested at 123 Main Street. Yep. And you say, oh, I'll call them in a half hour when this movie's over. In a half hour, who knows what they're doing? It could be a mother that had 5 minutes to look at property and now is back in the kitchen, maybe making some dinner for the kids, or helping their kid with homework, or it could be the dad doing the ssame thing, or trying to keep it,
Appreciate that.
I feel I was digging a hole there for myself. Putting the woman back in the kitchen,
Oh, jeez.
Here we go.
I think it's also important, speed to lead is important, as well as return the communication how they reached out to you.
Yeah.
So if they sent you a text, don't feel like you have to call. Send them a text.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they're going to respond.
Right. More and more lead gen stuff I'm seeing these days, a lot of the stuff that came to us from when I got in the business was a lot of the old school brass tack stuff that works. Like, we know the phone works.
That's right.
A lot of us aren't comfortable with the phone still.
Yeah.
We weren't, it's just a different world and everything's progressing. And some people like to text. Some people are looking at property from work.
Right.
And they can't take a phone call that's a personal business, Respond to however they respond to you. If they call you, don't text them back, hey, what's up?
Right.
I mean, I will smack an agent in my office if they call and say, hey, did you just call?
Oh, no.
Oh, could I help you with something? You just called, or I just got this from you. It's just like, dude, they just called you. Like, pick up the phone and call them back. Right. If they text you, then text them.
Right.
If they email you, email them, and when you email them, have the question in there, like, hey, do you have 5 minutes to talk on the phone? They'll tell you. Make that always your last question, is like a call to action.
That's right.
Just always a CTA. Do you have time to talk on the phone real quick? 5 minutes? No, but I do at 1 o'clock. Boom. Set the appointment, 1 o'clock. That's an appointment. Now you have a phone appointment to talk to them and get down to it.
Absolutely. Okay, so all these must be contacted a real conversation, so not just your email. A minimum of 3 times. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's got to be 3 times. What's the 3? So new leads have to be called 3 times a day for 3 days. Then 3 times a week for 3 weeks. And then 3 times a month after that.
And again, so everybody, and
then 3
who
times
just,
a quarter.
I can hear the drunk monkeys. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's too much. Remember, if they're motivated, you're good.
Right. Well, I was watching a video yesterday with some fellows out in Santiago, but Santiago. They were talking about that what they've done is that it is across the board, the agent's responsibility to call. They've upped it from 3 to 6 in the first 3 days. 6 tries, right? And so they have the call once, and then if they don't pick up, wait 15 seconds, call back, right? So the double tap.
Sure.
And so you do the double tap, right? Then you send a text message, right? Then you wait about 30 minutes. If it's still nothing, then you call them again. And then that's when finally an email goes out. Okay, so somewhere in there's 5 points of contact. Somewhere in there they've slipped in one more. But since they've done that, they've gone from the amount of agents they have, I guess we're doing about 1.1 deals a month was the average. Since they've implemented that, in 90 days, across the board, their agents have gone up 2.1. So their deals have gone, their agents have gone up 1 deal. Now, I know in San Diego where they are, their average price of property is like $700,000.
Yeah.
So doing 1 deal, that's 21 grand they've added
per agent.
Per agent.
It's amazing.
A month.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
More than double their business.
Exactly. And so their goal right now is to get all their agents to 3. And so if they do that, what's that look like for everybody? Starting from the bottom
right
to the top. Everything's just moving a lot better. Everybody's happier. Everybody's making more money. And all they're having to do is make a couple extra more phone calls. A couple extra more.
I like it.
I'll stick with it.
Yeah, it's good.
A couple extra more. Grammar's our strong point over here. Spelling and grammar.
Where are you from? I was joking.
Texas.
Okay, last but not least. Are you ready?
Oh, drum roll. Do we have that on this board?
I don't know.
I'm not even going to try it.
Okay, cool. You must realize that it takes more leads than you think to close the amount of deals that you require. So that is very important to know your numbers and your business breakdown. And Dave, you can touch on this. How you get there. Like you have the formula.
I do?
You do.
Tell me it.
It's at info
at realestateontheRocks.com. No, just we've got a little sheet that you can use and fill out a little worksheet. So if you need that, just reach out to us at info@realestateontheRocks.com, or we can drop it on the Top Shelf Agents page over on Facebook. If you're not a part of that page yet, get over there and sign up. We got anything in essence, do you have anything else to say real quick?
No, the only thing I want to touch on that is, so if your goal is to have 5 deals a month, it's not talking to 5 people. That's basically what that is saying. So in order to close 5 deals a month, you probably have to talk to what?
500?
500 people to make that happen.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to know your numbers, and you're starting from the bottom, working your way back up to know how many people do I need to contact every single day. Yeah,
our sheet really is predicated off of you put in a number, say you want to make $100,000.
Right.
Then it reverse engineers it back to how many sales you would need at what price point you need. Correct. And so you put in an average price point of what you've been working for the past. So it's very helpful if you know your numbers like that, what's your average price per sale and in your area, maybe even in your MLS. Plug those numbers in. I know a lot of people are newer agents out there and aren't going to have those numbers or know they even need to pay attention. So I would just go off the MLS. Here in Austin, Texas, I believe it's like 3.25. So you put 3.25 in there. How many deals do you have to sell at 3.25? I'd bring it down a notch, probably bring it to like 285 or 250 and do it off that, but reverse engineer it to how many sell listings you're going to have, how many buyers appointments you're going to have, how many phone calls you'd have to make, and just really reverse it back out. But we've even got a really good formula for the same thing with phone calls. And we know that, it's going to take making 5,000 phone calls, right? And so people look at that and they're like, 5,000 phone calls, I can't do that. Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
That's right.
So you start reverse engineering that out. And it's like, well, that's a team maybe that needs the 5,000 phone calls. So you have how many seats with phones, how many people on your team are calling.
Right.
And so you basically reverse engineer that back out to where it works out to be something so small. I think the last time we did it was like we had to have 7.5 phone calls a day, or 7.5 conversations a day. So how many phone calls did it take to have 7.5 conversations? That could have been 70 phone calls.
Right.
So then we broke it down even further to where we only needed 2 conversations a day, you know, and I took it down to as granular as possible so I could get them on board. And then I stopped decreasing the goal and I started increasing the effort. Okay. So now we've got to start doing more and more and more. And we've worked it back up to where we're the same place you are, the 20, the 20 contacts a day or 20 conversations a day. Yep. And at first everybody looks at me and like, I can't do it. I can't have 20 conversations.
Well, with that attitude, you cannot.
Yeah, right. And my biggest thing is like, I don't care if you have 20 conversations. Make the attempt to.
Right.
Because if you have 10 solid ones or 5 solid ones or maybe even 1, what does that turn into? Does that turn into an appointment to go list a $500,000 house?
Potentially.
You know, so you never know. And so real estate's a numbers game. And so you just have to keep doing it, doing it and doing it. This is where most agents get tripped up right here, is that they think that they can buy leads from Zillow. Remember, or one of these other companies. Remember, those are the same thing. Those are leads. Yeah. Leads have no value until you qualify them.
That's right.
Why would you not want to go out and learn to lead generate on your own, to get that phone ringing, to get those emails coming in, to get those text messages fired up, to have those inquiries come in through your website if you have one? You know?
Yep, absolutely.
As why would you not want to do that? And then you get to keep more of your money. Zillow takes a little cut off you, whether you pay a monthly or whatever they're going to get into in their other referral program I hear they're coming out with. Or some of these other places out there that are doing a referral fee, and then they want to do that. Then they have these other people that qualify people. Agentology comes to mind. Call them straight out for what they are. I'm sure they're really good at what they do, and I'm sure if I passed them all of our leads, our lead conversion would go up, but my money would probably stay the same.
Exactly.
So nothing against them. I just don't want to give them my money that I can just work for myself.
And what does that do for you and your agents? Nothing. That's not teaching y'all to grow, to improve.
No, it's a temporary fix to a permanent problem.
That's right.
Because the permanent problem is you're always going to have to convert leads, you know, and one day when all these little faddish companies go away, which they'll go away, it seems. I mean, real estate's always got new innovative things coming into it, you know, but it's going to be the ebbs and flows of what works and what doesn't. And is it profitable enough of a business to stay around? Is it profitable enough? Is someone like, I hate to call them out, but I'm not saying anything bad about them. Agentology. Are they in a position to keep growing? Are agents going to continue to do that? The day of buying buyer leads is coming to an end.
Right.
Zillow is becoming a brokerage. They've already got a broker's license in Arizona. They're a real estate company. Yep. They're going to replace you with their own agents to give their own buyer leads to. So unless you become a Zillow agent, then
that's a whole nother story.
You know, in different markets, they might not enter, so they still need you.
Right.
They'll still overcharge you for leads that you could have picked up by yourself.
That's right. So it is part of your job description. Remember that.
Right. One thing I came up with the other day, I was thinking about this, was I go on and look at all the properties we list, or some of the properties we list, and right off the bat, I say I put in 123 Main Street, it comes up. Well, Zillow's done a really good job at making sure that whoever buys leads in that neighborhood or that area looks like the listing agent.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to think like ethically and not in poor taste, think of a way I could extract that, probably just cut it out, you know, and crop it to where it had my listing with that person's face on it. Then I'd cover up their face and cross through their name. So I wasn't calling anybody out directly. However, explain to people like, this guy's not the listing agent.
Right.
This guy has never even seen the house, more than likely. Right. Doesn't know the neighborhood. Call me. I'm the listing agent. But Zillow's going to have you believe that this person's the listing agent because this person pays them X amount of dollars a month.
Right. And it's my understanding that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Keller Williams has an agreement with Zillow and Trulia to when you list a property, you are the only agent on that property.
Yeah, you're supposed to be for sure.
Correct. And when I'm talking to a seller, I say, you know, the advantage to that is because if any Mary or Joe is attached to a property, their goal is to get a buyer and sell them any property. My goal as a listing agent is to sell this property.
Gotcha.
So that's the advantage that you have of working with a Keller Williams agent.
Mary and Joe, your go-to?
Yeah.
Those are like your go-to
I guess
fake
so.
people?
Yeah.
Mine's Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
3 agents.
Right.
They actually work in my office.
Can I guess which one is Dick?
You know, I was going to say that, but I was like, this isn't appropriate. I'm not going to bring that up. But count on Alicia every time.
Yep.
Every time. Okay.
Nice.
All right. We're a little over time. So I hope you got some value from that. If you want to know anything more from us or ask us any questions, you can reach us at info at realestateontherocks.com. I am a certified real estate coach, so if you ever want to talk coaching, you can get a hold of me there at info@realestateontherocks.com. We do much better when it's one-on-one. We're not distracted by all the balloons going down the hallway and whatever else.
That's right.
But Top Shelf Agents, head over there, check out that page, contribute, get in there. I encourage you to ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. We all know that's BS, but we won't hold it against you. I ask plenty of stupid questions all day long.
That's how we grow, man.
Yeah, and we'll give you the answers best possible. And it's so great to get the feedback from professionals all around the country that are willing to share from that. So, Top Shelf Agents, check that out. This podcast wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Mike Harrell over at Guaranteed Rate. Fantastic lender. I've known the guy since high school. I'm in my 40s, so that's quite some time. We still do business together. Good friends. He's got a great family, everything like that. If you want to get in touch with him, just get over to us at info@realestateontherocks again, and I'll get you in touch with Mike. But give him a chance in Texas, especially around the Austin area. If you're looking for a lender that's personable, going to take care of your clients and get the deal done, it's that dude.
Boom.
We good?
Yeah.
All right. Till next time. We appreciate it.
Fortunes in the follow-up.
Alicia Hooper's in the tacos. I don't know what that means.
That's fine. Bye, y'all.
All right. Peace out.